Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm Jeremy Langlois coming to you from Houmas House Estate and Gardens, and I'm so excited to be cooking for our first time in our brand new facility here. This is our Great River Road Steamboat Museum, which is going to be opening up June 1st, and we can't wait to have everybody come in and check out everything that we have going here, all the exhibits. It's come together absolutely incredible here, and I think you're just going to absolutely love it. Again, we open up on June 1st. But with that said, we're going to cook a great dish. One of the dishes that I wanted to do for you guys is we have a lot of people who come here to Houmas House, and we do a lot of food and wine pairings. So I thought that we'd do a dish where we paired it with some wine. And then I thought we'd take it even a step further, and we would do something that's not necessarily taboo, but something that's a little bit uncommon. And that's we're going to pair a fillet of fish with some red wine. We're going to talk all about it. Let's get cooking. All right, guys, let's get started. So again, we're making a red snapper pan-seared with a mushroom ragout, and we're going to make a red wine butter sauce, or in a classic French term, a sauce beurre rouge. Beurre, French for butter, rouge, red wine. And what we're going to be using is we're going to be using some Noir wine to do this dish. That's what's going to make this pair well. But instead of using a dark red wine like a Merlot or a Cabernet, we want to use a lighter red wine like a Pinot Noir. And this is a great dish that you're going to see once we get started. We're going to whoop this up in about 10 minutes. And what I would do is this is a great dish that you can make it or you enjoy Pinot, then this is a dish that you can put together very easy at home. And I would suggest just cooking with the wine that you're going to be drinking at home, because we're only going to use about a cup or so of it. So you only need a little bit of wine for it. And since we are doing this thing where we're pairing red wine with fish, we want to use a lighter red wine, the Pinot Noir. And then what we want to do is we want to bring in some earthy, richer flavors that's going to pair well with that. So we're going to incorporate some mushrooms and make a ragout. So with all that said, let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is let's get going with the fish. So what I have here is I went to the store, got a beautiful fillet of red snapper. And then one thing I do want to show y'all, now this is up to y'all. I asked the market when I got it to leave the skin on, scales off. I really enjoy that. If you're not comfortable or used to using or cooking with the skin on fish, I absolutely love it. There's a lot of flavor in it. But if you don't want to mess with that, just have at the market, have them take the skin off or use skin off fish. You can use any fish. I just happen to be using snapper. But if you are going to cook with the skin on, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here with the cutting board, and I'm just going to put a couple scores in this skin, just a couple small cuts. Because what the fish is going to want to do, the skin, whenever we sear it, because we're going to put a nice crispy sear on it, when the fish sears, the skin itself is going to kind of bend and curl. So by putting in the scores, it's going to help it stay flat. And what we're going to do is we're just going to look to get a really nice, good sear on that fish. I'm going to season it up very simply on the fish with salt and pepper. And then, you know, sometimes I've had people ask me, and I always think this is funny. They say, do you season something on both sides? And my answer to that is, do you eat both sides? So if you eat both sides, you're going to want to season it on both sides. So what I have here is, I like using Teflon. It allows, whenever I'm searing things, because it allows the fish not to stick. But you don't have to. But the key is you really want to get a good sizzle on a high heat whenever you put that fish in. So we're going to go ahead. Hear that sizzle right there. We're going to just start to sear that fish, and we're going to let that go. While that's cooking, we're working on multiple things going on at a time. We're going to get our sauce going. So what we're going to do here is I have a little saucepan. We're going to start off with, I'm using the Pinot Noir. We're going to put that right in there, and we're only going to put just a little splash. That's about a half a cup to a cup. I'm going to crank this on high as well, and I'm going to add, so I have Pinot Noir. I'm had just a splash of heavy cream, and I'm going to have that start reduce. And how it looks right now is it's real kind of thin and almost a water-like consistency, but as it starts to cook and reduce, the sauce itself is going to begin to thicken. So we're going to get that going and let that sear, and look, we're going to do this all in real time. Whenever I'm searing the fish, every now and then I like to I don't want to play with it too much because I want to get that nice caramelization and crust on the outside of the fish, but I do like to give it a shake every now and then just to see that that skin isn't sticking to the pan and it kind of moves easily on the oil, the olive oil that we're searing it with. We got the sauce, it's coming to a simmer now and it's just bubbling away and it's gonna start to thicken, and I'm looking for it to reduce down thick enough to where if I were to put a spoon in it, it would coat the back of a spoon. I'll show you that when we get to that point. So we got our fish searing, we have our red wine and heavy cream reducing. I'm gonna add some olive oil in this skillet and we're gonna make a quick mushroom ragout, or really just some sauteed mushrooms. So what I have here is, these are some great mushrooms that I got from the farmer's market. We love dealing with locally in Baton Rouge at the Baton Rouge Farmer's Market, Mushroom Maggie. She has some great, these are butterscotch mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, and portobello mushrooms. And all I did was I took them and I chopped them up. Whenever you're working with portobello mushrooms, I wanted to show you what I like to do is I like to take the inside of a knife and just scrape some of these these are the gills in portobello mushrooms. I'll scrape some of these out because they're definitely edible and you can eat them, but if you were to leave them in, they kind of turn everything real dark, and it just kind of turns everything looking a real dark color. And just for presentation purposes, we take that out. I want to come back to my fish while it's cooking because I see right now we're looking to just get that really great crust on it. So once we get to that point, I'm just going to take the fish. I got a little fish spatula here, and I'm going to flip it and let it get going on the other side. Our sauce is simmering away. So now let's go to our mushroom ragout. We got our hot olive oil. Some of these chopped mushrooms right in there. I have here, this is diced red bell peppers, green bell peppers, garlic, and green onions. In they go, all together, all simple. And we're just going to give that a saute. Now what's going to happen is anytime you're cooking with mushrooms are like sponges. They're super absorbent. So if you start to cook and you realize a lot of your oil has been absorbed in there and you don't have much oil, every now and then just give another little hit of olive oil into the mushrooms. And I'm not really looking to cook them hard. I just want to delicately cook them. I'm going to get a little salt and pepper and just have them kind of lightly cooked. Fish is looking really great. So now we're going to come back to our sauce. Now this is the biggest trick whenever we're making this, because what we're making here, guys, is a butter sauce. And this is what's known as a emulsified butter sauce. Sounds super fancy. Don't worry about all that. All it means is, emulsified means something is held together. For example, if we were to have a salad dressing with vinegar and oil, well, the vinegar and the oil is going to separate it. That's why on the bottle it says shake well. That's because it's not emulsified. Whereas if you were to see a Caesar salad dressing, it's one dressing that's held together. And because we're going to be adding butter to this, the butter can actually break and separate. So what you do is you can have all this kind of going, and you want to add, right before you're ready to serve, you want to start adding in your butter. And what we do is turned off the fire. This has come up to a boil. The sauce itself is now thickened where it can coat the back of a spoon. So the sauce coats the back of a spoon. It's still good and hot, but instead of simmering, I've just turned off the heat on the stove. Simple. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to start to add a couple pats of butter one at a time. Now, if you're kind of wary about, oh my God, look at all that butter, just trust me, this is going to work out great. You know, this might not be this isn't a health dish we're cooking here, but we're just going to add a little bit of butter, and this sauce is going to go a long way. So just a couple pats of butter into the sauce, and what we're doing is I like to take the pan off the stove and just swirl it, and it's going to slowly start to melt that butter into the sauce itself. I'm just swirling the pan around and just starting to slowly melt that butter. And what's happening is we're holding in suspension the butter and the wine to make one sauce. Now, if you were to leave this on the stove and it were to get too hot, the butter itself would separate from the wine reduction that we had earlier. But if you just take off the heat, turn off the heat, pull it off, the heat from the reduction will slowly start to melt that oil just gently enough to hold it all together. And now we have this absolutely beautiful butter sauce. this kind of pink butter sauce. And because we're doing fish, anytime I'm ever cooking with fish, you can never go wrong with lemon, a little acidity. So we're going to add just a little bit of lemon juice right in here. Mix that in, along with some salt and pepper. And we're pretty much ready to go. This is just a great classic sauce, a sauce beurre rouge. This is used for fish, this is used for chicken, and maybe pork as well. Coming back over to our mushrooms, just did a quick saute. And we're gonna add just a little bit again, butter, just to finish it off and kind of coat all those mushrooms together with all those good flavors. And now, guys, I think we're ready to plate this up. Grab my spoon. We're going to come over. We're going to add a heaping pile of all those beautiful sauteed mushrooms. We're going to come back. Look how crispy this skin got with the snapper on it. That's going to go on top. And that fish only needs, if you cook it I like to cook it the longest on the skin side, so the fish is going to be mostly cooked when that skin is good and crispy. Flip the fish on the other side, depending on its thickness. It's only going to take about a minute or two to cook the fish all the way. And then that's going to be good to go. And then we're going to come back with the sauce beurre rouge. And just put that all kind of around. And then to finish it up, I wanted to show y'all, this time of year, depending on where you live, but especially here in Louisiana, basil just grows absolutely wonderfully here. And these are different varieties of basil that I grabbed right out of our garden. Basil, some purple Thai basil, and some glow basil. And what I want to do, just to add a little bit of flavor and a little bit of freshness, I'm going to add a chiffonade of basil. Chiffonade, that's a fancy culinary word. And all it means is we're going to cut herbs into thin ribbons. And how we do that is we just grab some leaves, and then we're going to take the leaves and we're going to stack them right on top of each other. Once we've stacked the leaves on top of each other, I'm going to come over to my cutting board and just roll it real tight. And then using my knife, almost like a julienne, I'm just going to cut these basil into thin ribbons. Then I like to come back and finish it right on top with just a little bit of that chiffonade of that basil. And that's just going to add a really great freshness right to the dish. I like adding it last second where basil is a very delicate herb. So if you were to throw it in some of your dishes too early, it'll actually kind of cook and you really won't get a lot of flavor. But by adding it right at the end, it's beautiful and fresh. And then of course, we're going to finish off. You don't have to worry about the pairing. We already got that figured out. We're going to serve using the same wine that we're going to serve for dinner. We're going to serve with our snapper, and there you go, guys. We have our pan-seared red snapper with a mushroom ragout and a Pinot Noir butter sauce. Just to keep y'all updated to some of the things going on here at Houmas House, we're so excited. Tomorrow, Friday, we'll be able to start opening up to the public and work under the restrictions that we have. We can start to sit at 25% capacity. So we're going to start having our restaurants open. We can't wait to have y'all over here again. And again, you have to come out and check out our Steamboat Museum that will be opening up June 1st. We can't wait to have y'all. Can't wait to see y'all here. Thank y'all, and y'all take care.